All right, welcome to Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, the meme review, the software releases, hardware releases, websites by plebs, and joining us today is CEO of Foundation Devices, Zach Herbert. He's going to join in on all the fun, but right now, you know where this goes. It goes to the numbers. Let's do it.
Number time.
At the time of this recording, the block height is 691,053. The Bitcoin price, 32,835. Chain rewrite days, 1,121. Total public Lightning capacity, another high, 1,825.61. Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 5.16%. And sats per dollar, you're still getting more, 3,046.
Phil, I have an idea. I have a proposition for you.
What is this? What is this proposition you speak
Okay, like let's just ignore all the other numbers, and let's just talk about the Lightning capacity, because that seems to be the only thing that's going up. Everything else.
We're not going to mention the price.
Why? We've been doing this for 3 months.
It's terrible.
It's either 35, 34, 33, or 32. That's it.
You know, there was a slight 30. Wasn't there a slight 31 this morning?
I was about to say, I think last night hit 31.
Last night?
Oh, man.
Damn. I didn't stack it, though.
Goddamn consolidation prices. But anyways, at least Lightning's going up, so that's the good news. But anyways, Phil, it's time for it.
The daily fail. This fail is Jorg Molt, okay? And for the people who don't know who Jorg is, and I'm not pronouncing his name right, so I apologize. Everyone can make fun of me. Great. He's Fake Toshi. He's another person that came out as Satoshi. And let's dive into this because, you know, what is it? Is it the chickens come home to roost? I don't know the exact saying. I think I got that wrong. But anyways, here we go. Early this month, Beln Crypto reported on a new fake Toshi named Jorg Molt. Okay, and this is from November 26, 2019. Introduced at the SIMS convention at Symbiosis, whatever university, co-founder of Bitcoin. So, and I totally remember when this happened. So here we go. November 26th, bought a bunch of Bitcoin. Keep in mind, co-creator of Bitcoin. He's stacking sats. It's pretty generous. Anyways, price should recover now. Boasts latest Satoshi claimant. Okay. All right, here we go. So for the people who won't know this, it's going to be for the noobs, right? But for those of us who have been around, we are now getting a chuckle and remembering this fool. Here we go. Early this month, Beln Crypto reported a new fake Satoshi named Jorg Molt, introduced at the SIMS convention, Symbiosis International University. Molt has since then stuck by his story, despite being ridiculed on crypto Twitter, Bitcoin Twitter, and beyond. Molt maintains he was present at Bitcoin's founding.
What does that even mean?
But wait a second. He was just the new Satoshi, but he was now just present at the Bitcoin. You know what? It's okay. His story is going to make sense in a second. All right. And he subsequently claims to own 250,000 BTC. It's amusing to watch a new fake Toshi enter the fray, and I do agree with that. But we should be reminded that such claims are damaging to the industry regardless of how funny or lighthearted they may seem. And this is true, right? Because this doesn't help the validity and credibility when you have these phonies coming out. So as much as we find them entertaining, they are damaging. So I found this video absolutely hilarious the first time I saw it. So this is Ken Bozak. He's an interesting type of crypto character. Here we go.
All right, look, this guy right here, he's a fucking scammer. This dude, no, don't you look away. This guy's a fucking scammer. This guy right here, he's not Satoshi. He's telling people he's fucking Satoshi, but he's a fucking scammer. This fucking guy right here, you don't belong in this space. Get out. Yeah, I'm here. Say something. Say something. This fucking guy is a piece of shit scammer.
Take it out.
No.
Take it out.
Oh, no. You don't know me, bro. And I know this guy. And I know this guy. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. Touch me. I'll fuck you up. Yo, don't touch me, man. Get off me. You don't know me and I don't know you. Don't touch me.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever fucking touch me. How about that? How about that?
Okay. So, I mean, like that just gives you that just gives you a peek, right?
I love Bitcoiners, bro.
Yeah. That was fantastic. And survey says Ken was right. Self-proclaimed Satoshi arrested over Bitcoin fraud. Yes. What a surprise. Surprised we all are. What happened exactly? Jorg Molt, German entrepreneur who claimed he invented Bitcoin and started Satoshi School, has been arrested. The 48-year-old man was nabbed by Bavarian police at Frankfurt Airport just minutes before he was set to board a plane to escape to South America. He's so close. So close. Following the arrest, Molt's Karlsruhe apartment was searched and evidence was found. Molt allegedly defrauded 50 people of 1.8 million euros with his Bitcoin pension project. Eesh. Anyways, in a nutshell, the plan was to use 60% of all investments to buy Bitcoin mining hardware, generate steady returns with a facility based in Sweden. The remaining 40% of the funds was supposed to be kept in a safe account. And the worst case scenario, Molt claimed that the money could be withdrawn from the accounts at any time. Haven't we all heard that before, right? The money is safe. It's all good. If this doesn't work, you're just going to pull it out because I'm Satoshi. So this is interesting how that story evolved, right? I mean, he went from being the founder to being present when Bitcoin was founded to then starting the Satoshi School. I mean, this is just insane. And you know what? Like, good riddance. Goodbye.
Yeah, man, and like I just want to point out again, you know, like when people give us shit for being too toxic, you know, like there you go. There's the reason why you should be toxic, man. And I forget, man, that guy that made that video, I don't know who he is, but I like him already. He's the man. That's exactly what you should be doing with these scammers. And bro, there's just another example, bro. Like, don't trust. And you could just tell by the way he dresses, man. The way he dresses, the way he carries himself, you know, kind of acts like Craig Wright. Why is it that the people that claim they're Satoshi dress up in all these fancy suits, man? Do you really think Satoshi wore a suit? Do you really think so? I don't think so. Anyways, I'm going to shut up. Zach, what are your thoughts on this?
I just think it's funny that everyone who claims that he's Satoshi or every scammer is always saying they have millions of Bitcoin or 250,000 Bitcoin, and then they ask you for your money, right? It's like, oh, I got 250K Bitcoin back at home, but like I need some money for my school, you know?
Dude,
it's just crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy. But I hate this stuff because I feel like the media loves latching onto these kinds of stories, and then you don't hear about all the good stuff happening. It's like there's so many good articles that could be written about adoption, but then you claim you're a Satoshi, and then all of a sudden you get like 10 articles, you know, written about you, and it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, man, and it's just I agree. The media likes to focus on, you know, the outlandish claims and I guess the clickbaity stuff rather than, you know, the actual good news that's actually happening, you know, the stuff that's being built. But yeah, man, it's a shame, Phil. Definitely great fail like always, but it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, everybody, the meme for today is brought to us by Lena Seish. She says, a lost cause, and of course this was requested by a Simply Bitcoin fan. He says he demanded. Okay, ooh. Okay, your demand is our command, I guess. And the fellow pleb was Dear Angel. Definitely give him a follow. But anyways, check out the meme. We protect our savings from central bank devaluation. We transact lightning fast without a third party. We're taking back our financial sovereignty. Do you need a license for that? It's so true, man. It's so true, man. That's a really good meme. That's a really good meme, and because it's a really good meme, I'm going to give it a very special score. I'm gonna give it my limited edition passport. Okay, it's number, camera focus on me. There we go. It's number 139. I asked Zach for 21. He didn't want to give it to me. And I asked Zach for 69. And he didn't want to give it to me. And he told me he didn't want to give me those numbers because he told me those are his favorite numbers. So anyways, Phil.
Your story.
Epic meme, right? I mean, that is just absolutely amazing. And you know what? Memes really do tell reality. And you know what? In spirit of that meme, I am going with the BTC Pay decal sticker,
Oof.
right? Because you do not need a license for BTC Pay Server.
Amen. What about you, Zach?
Well, I was going to do my passport with number 615 on it, which I don't know if might top yours a bit, but I'll just find the fanciest item on my desk right now, which is this. Let's see what I got. Let's see. Fancy mechanical keyboard. I guess it's going to have to be.
Oh,
That is
nice.
a fantastic meme. I like the delivery of that too. You're reading it, you're not expecting much, and then bam at the end. It was
Right?
great.
It's like a drop mic moment, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy. But anyways, those are some good scores.
That keyboard's a drop mic moment.
Yeah, right?
That's a great keyboard.
I'm surrounded by keyboards.
I should just go first every time because I always lose. Anyways. So the passport limited edition, the first batch, Phil gave it a BTC Pay Server sticker, and Zach gave it a fancy-ass mechanical keyboard. Anyways, guys, do you agree with our scores? Do you disagree? Let us know down in the comments. And, of course, join our Telegram group so you could link us some memes so we can review them. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
The Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
Do you think that maybe more swift action on a digital currency for the Fed, would that have a calming effect on the variety and the number of cryptocurrencies and stablecoins that we see coming out? Wouldn't that be a more viable and reliable alternative than having all of these hundreds and perhaps 1,000 different cryptocurrencies emerging?
I think that may be the case, and I think that's one of the arguments that are offered in favor of a digital currency. That particularly you wouldn't need stablecoins, you wouldn't need cryptocurrencies if you had a digital U.S. currency. I think that's one of the stronger arguments in its favor. You wouldn't need stablecoins, you wouldn't need cryptocurrencies if you had a digital U.S. currency.
So I want you guys to remember that last part. You wouldn't need cryptocurrencies, you wouldn't need whatever if there was a U.S. digital dollar. But this only isn't, the U.S. central bank peddling this garbage. We had a tweet by Christine Lagarde this morning, which got absolutely demolished, by the way, on Bitcoin Twitter. And she said, just to quote what her tweet says, "We have decided to move up a gear and start the investigation phase of the digital euro project." Now, I highlighted the part that's absolutely hysterical. In the digital age, people and firms should continue to have access to the safest form of money, central bank money.
These people smoke drugs, man, but like they smoke hard drugs.
Dude,
Really bad ones.
I tweeted this morning. I'm like, the shitcoin marketing and the central bank digital currency marketing feels exactly the same.
These people get paid way too well because the fact that they can just spit this stuff out constantly like this, they get paid way too well. It's too easy for that. Like they should feel pain for spouting out such nonsense.
Do you guys think they actually believe this though? What they're saying? Because I actually think they do. I think they're just completely in their own heads and they think they're our saviors.
Dude,
That's a good point.
They're man. Listen, so and this is the funniest part, right? Again, this is directly from the European Central Bank. I just like to point out the ratio. Anyways, our experimental work has already allowed us to identify possible ways to protect privacy. Please trust us. It has also shown that the energy needs of the infrastructure would be negligible. Phil, could you help me with the word?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Nico
Negligible.
Campaign. Thank you. Compared with the energy consumption and environmental footprint of Bitcoin and shitcoin assets, such as Bitcoin. I'll translate the last part. We are scared shitless. Bitcoin is winning, but we're going to use the energy FUD to try to attack Bitcoin. Again, we've been telling you this is exactly what was going to happen. We've been saying this for months now, right? So, but look, the good news is that they're very scared. And the reason that I can tell you that for a fact they're very scared is the fact that they're literally mentioning Bitcoin by name. And the head of the European Central Bank is literally saying stupid shit like this. Access to the safest form of money, okay? They wouldn't say that unless they were worried. But anyways, Now, let's kind of debunk this idea of, like, because we hear the same argument from the European Central Bank, from Christine Lagarde, and we hear the same argument from Jerome Powell, right? Which is, if a digital dollar or a digital euro, existed, there would be no reason for Bitcoin. Okay. That's absolute and utter bullshit. Let's talk about why, okay? Powell's speech, this was a speech from today, and he was asked about inflation, right? To quote some of the things that he said, incoming inflation data has been higher than expected. We told you so. Now, the second part kind of contradicts the first part. Inflation data still consistent with what Fed expected. So I don't get it. Like, did you know that it was going to be higher, or did you not know? Because you're saying two of the opposite anyways. And most importantly, the Fed is monitoring the situation of higher inflation very carefully. So don't worry, guys. They're monitoring the situation. And again, like, why is inflation higher than expected? Why will central bank digital currencies, like they have proposed in this video and in this tweet by the demon Christine Lagarde, why will it never work? Because they're just going to print it into oblivion like they did with the last shit. Look at this chart. This is why inflation is happening. No one mentions this. None of the mainstream media mentions, like, the excessive amount of money printing. I think 80% of the money, of the US money supply that has ever existed has been printed in the last year. Okay, it's some ridiculous number like that. And these people have absolutely lost their minds. They still don't understand that it's not about it being a digital whatever, a digital currency, a digital asset. It's literally about the freedom. It's about separating, right, money from state, right? It's about rules without rulers. And they don't understand that they themselves are the problem. As long as humans are in charge of the monetary policy, inevitably it will always get corrupted. And that's something that Christine Lagarde and Jerome Powell are going to learn sooner or later. It's coming. Anyways, Phil.
Man, do they have a proof of stake system to sell us, huh? It's like that. That's really what it is. It's like you're reading that nonsense, right? About how, so they're trying to fill our heads with the idea that that money is safe when clearly we understand that it's not safe. And that's why they have to keep repeating to you and all of us that it is safe. But really, it's not, right? It's exactly like Michael Saylor said with the melting ice cube. The only difference is that most of us do not have an iceberg that's melting. We have usually just a couple of cubes, maybe a 4-pack, maybe a 6-pack, I don't know. So it's just not too many, it's not too much ice, and it is melting fast. And the reality is that replacing their crappy currency with a digital version of that crappy currency that can most likely be manipulated even more, and as we've seen, right, from what was it, Augustin Karsten? Like, they just want to monitor all the transactions. So at the end of the day, none of this has anything to do with money for the people, okay? And this garbage nonsense narrative about it being better for the environment, this is complete garbage, okay? It's utter nonsense. I don't get me wrong, but like, so what, you want to actually save the earth so that everybody is in shackles, and you actually think that's saving the earth? Like, why is Bitcoin, again, right? We talked about this yesterday. It's being mined with renewable energy, okay? There's lots of hydro plants that are powering Bitcoin miners, okay? Not to mention the fact that we're seeing Bitcoin, moving all over the world and using, the gas flaring technologies. So come on, this is utter nonsense. All this is prison money.
Phil, read this last part right here that I have highlighted.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the Bitcoin mining industry's sustainable electricity mix had grown to approximately 56% during Q2 2021, making it one of the most sustainable industries globally. Oh, but no.
Read the second line.
Bitcoin is more green than the European Union.
Fuck you, Christine Lagarde.
The central bank digital currencies, they're like terrifying to me, because I think it's really like a step towards some kind of quasi communism, centralized planning type society. Because I think, look at all the bailouts and stimuluses that went out. Imagine if you got your stimmy you got your check from the government, but instead it was something in an app and they told you what items you could purchase with it, and then it expired at a certain date. I mean, that's exactly the same as centralized economic planning, right? They say, oh, you get your STEMI, but you can only use it on food and, I don't know, entertainment, right? And then if you don't use it in 3 months, it's gone. You can't use it to go buy some GameStop or some, Bitcoin or whatever. You can't do anything like that. So I kind of feel like it's even worse than people think in terms of being able to control every aspect of society. And then they print so much money that so much inflation occurs, and then you become dependent on the stimulus checks, and then they tell you how you can spend the money. And that's kind of where we're headed right now without Bitcoin.
Yep. It's absolutely terrifying, and I think you hit the nail on the head, man. It's in our system now, we kind of have a middleman, even though the middleman is like just another branch of the government. And when I refer to the middleman, it's a bank, so you kind of have the bank, and the government, right? With the central bank digital currency, it's literally you and the government's holding your money, meaning they have total leverage over you. And like we covered on yesterday's episode, Phil, with the people in Cuba, they're having their accounts frozen, right? Because the Cuban government didn't want them to allow to keep the convertible peso, which was tied 1-to-1 with the dollar. The Cuban people wanted to keep their value, but the government just decided to cut that out, right? So, but Bitcoin fixes this, right? It fixes this. It disintermediates any middle party, and you have the freedom to hold your wealth, bring it with you, take it to somewhere else where you're treated best. But to kind of end the news segment, I wanted to kind of bring up this it's another shit the bed moment from Elon. Blue Wallet, they released this, right? And they said, work in progress. Let us introduce our new Lightning implementation, and it's really cool, right? I absolutely love Blue Wallet, and I use it personally on my iPhone. And of course, Elon says, any money transmitter or other licenses needed to use this in the USA, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And let's check out this video by John Stossel.
This SpaceX launch almost didn't happen. Minutes before the government told SpaceX the launch would violate your license.
Faster and faster, Starship's picking up speed here.
But SpaceX launched anyway. SpaceX got away with it. And later,
What?
He's such a douchebag. He's such a ridiculous douchebag. I'm so glad to see that that was such a hard fail. There's fantastic memes that came out of that. Not to mention the fact, look at Lena's meme. Right? That's amazing. Anyways, he's so cringe.
this SpaceX launch almost didn't happen. Minutes before the government told SpaceX the launch would violate your license.
Faster and faster, Starship's picking up speed here.
But SpaceX launched anyway.
The hypocrisy, and I think it's so interesting too, the hypocrisy with Tesla and then SpaceX, just those two things kind of juxtaposed, right? You got the thing burning giant amounts of rocket fuel where they want to be doing multiple launches per day, which is, I think, fantastic. Let's launch everything we can into space. And then next to that, you got the, fossil fuels are bad, must use solar, must use wind, and so on. It's like, how do you even reconcile, forget Bitcoin for a second, how do you even reconcile those two things within the same individual? And so now, that was like the worst possible thing I think anyone could have replied to that tweet.
Dude, it's like literally you require a license, but then on his own company, of course, on his own dreams, no license required. We're not going to listen to anyone. So yeah, it's exactly what you said, Zach. Like, total fucking hypocrite, this guy. He's only alive because of government subsidies. It looks like the American subsidies are running out. It looks like now he's having to rely on China, and he's becoming a puppet of China. Like, we've showed you, many examples of, Elon getting influenced by the CCP. So, this is a guy that just, he just cozies up to anybody that gives him money, and fuck Elon, bro. Fuck that guy.
Makes me sad.
It costs a lot of people millions.
I was a huge Elon fan too. Like, before Bitcoin, I was obsessed with Tesla. That was my thing. I was, back in like 2011, 2012, 2013, I was like all about the Tesla stock and everything. It's kind of sad to see kind of, your heroes kind of, I don't know, just behave like this, right? And yeah, I think it's sad for a lot of Bitcoiners. I think a lot of Bitcoiners also really loved Tesla, really admired, what he was doing. We're so excited when he added BTC Pay and Tesla contributed to BTC Pay. They started taking payments for cars with Bitcoin for like a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he
got stabbed in the back.
And then he got tapped on the shoulder by somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no other explanation.
And then he got tapped on the shoulder by someone, said, "Hey, Elon, hey, you can't be doing that. Can't be doing that.
Take it all away from you, bud." I just, you know what? I wonder who he's being blackmailed by. That's what I tweeted today. I'm like, who's he being blackmailed by, and what information do they have on him?
And there's no other explanation, especially because they devoted months of engineering resources to adding BTC Pay, reporting vulnerabilities publicly. It's not like he's a guy, he changes his mind a lot, right? He does do these kind of 180s. He's a little erratic and impulsive, but for your company to devote all those resources to integrating it and then instantly just shutting it off, I mean, something had to have happened.
He got tapped, man. He got tapped on the shoulder. Like, nothing else makes sense, like, unless he's literally batshit crazy. But I just don't see, because it hurt him financially as well, right? So yeah, man. But anyways, Phil, there was a hardware release. Why don't we show everybody?
Hardware Releases. All right. This is the company that our guest founded, right? This is Foundation Devices. He is the CEO, and we're taking a look at this awesome little device. This is a completely air-gapped Bitcoin hardware wallet, and essentially you do your transactions, from what I've read so far and what I saw on it, do everything through the QR codes. So it's really cool, secure. Has a nice feel to it and a really nice case. Anyways, absolutely great wallet, and the link to that is in the show notes down below.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. And if you guys want to see it on camera, here you go. Let it focus a little bit. It's a beautiful little hardware wallet. I've never seen a hardware wallet this nice. And look, the inside is made of copper. It's got batteries, completely air gapped so that you don't have to connect it. Actually, there isn't even an option to connect it to a computer. So it is literally the definition of air gapped, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, before we go, guys, I want to give a shout out to our guest. Again, he is Zach Herbert. He is the founder and CEO of Foundation Devices. You can go follow him at Zach Herbert on Twitter. Definitely go check him out. But anyways, guys, that was our show. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to smash that like button. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the flip perspective and the catastrophic fiat and shitcoin fails, definitely consider subscribing. And we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.